You're a new freight broker, maybe a freight broker agent. You're just getting your operation started, trying to figure out, okay, what kind of freight should I be going after? All kinds of choices out there. That's today's topic on this FBTV video. How you doing? So glad you joined us for this FBTV video. My name is Mike. I'm your host for the FBTV videos, the podcast and such. We have a new podcast every Wednesday and Saturday. Saturdays are special because it's a video podcast. You can watch that podcast on YouTube as we live stream it every Saturday, well, most Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. You may be saying most. Why most? Well, because I tend to go fishing. Matter of fact, coming up, we are putting together a program that we're going to take you out on the boat with us and talk transportation. Okay, going to be doing some videos from the water as we are actually enjoying the lake. At least we hope we'll be enjoying it. You probably tell I kind of went out yesterday. Had a good day on the water, but sun was out. Got me having raccoon eyes. That's what my wife calls them. So it is what it is, right? And I've got to start using suntan lotion or whatever. Usually I carry it with me, but for whatever reason I haven't been putting it on, and man, you can sure feel it, you know, when you get in that shower. Anyway, I'm also the lead consultant for Tautoa. Tautoa, we are a transportation and logistics training and consulting firm. We specialize in training freight brokers, freight broker agents, as well as working with trucking companies, helping them get a step ahead. Generally because a lot of trucking companies, especially smaller trucking companies, they are trying to use a broker for all of their loads, and that's not a good idea. Okay, or you're using a dispatch service to get your loads, and that's really not a good idea because most dispatch services are just getting their loads from a broker, so you're paying extra to get the same load you could have got for one fee. But anyway, we've got videos on that, or if you have questions about that, feel free to call me, 479-668-0838, or you can visit our website at tautoa.com. Oh, gotta talk to you about this. The new FBTV podcast mug is available. You can get yours on our website at freightbrokertv.com. Order them up and get them shipped out. Yeah, give it about two weeks to get delivered once you order. All right, today's topic on this FBTV video, the best freight for a new freight broker. Okay, what's the best freight you can go after? All kinds of freight out there. Our number one rule when we're working with the client at Tautoa is we tell the client, don't try to work freight that you really don't know anything about. And I'm talking about niche markets. There are all kinds of niche markets. You got hot shot, you got tanker, you've got oversized, you've got, the list goes on and on. Our recommendation for a new broker agent is focus on flatbed or dry van freight. Now you may be saying, well, what about refrigerated? Refrigerated is out there. You can get to that in time. But starting out, refrigerated freight, understand, it has the highest insurance claims of any type of freight out there, especially when it comes to fresh produce and seafood. You know, the thing is, you have to understand, once that load gets on the truck and the driver is signed for it, 99.9% of the time, that farm or the shipper is going to get paid for that load. You know, either by their customer or by the trucking company's insurance. So you really got to know what you're doing when you're working with refrigerated freight. And we always recommend don't even touch any type of fresh produce or fresh seafood unless you have had experience working with that type of freight. And generally that experience would come from being a driver that has been handling that type of freight. Now you may be saying, why flatbed? Why dry van? Well, flatbed freight especially. Flatbed shippers, okay, what goes on a flatbed? Any type of construction material, basically. You know, you got lumber, you got roofing, you got steel, you got coil, you've got all kinds of construction material. I know I'm leaving off some, but you get the idea. Generally, those type of commodities, those kind of customers, they always need trucks. So as a new broker or even a broker agent, this is going to allow you to get out there and start adding customers to your customer base pretty quick. You could get out there and start prospecting flatbed freight today, and unless you just really fouled it up, you should have customers by this afternoon, a handful of customers, and you could add to that. The main thing, if you're new, you need customers as quick as you can get them. Okay, now understand, and I always tell my clients this too, being a freight broker, being a successful freight broker is a process. It doesn't happen overnight. So you've come out of training possibly, or maybe you've come out of the truck and you're doing this on your own, whatever it might be. You've got to get customers, because once you start getting customers, they're going to start making their loads available to you. That's going to give you opportunity to start learning how to work with loads, because again, this is a process. You got to have a customer to have loads so you can start building that customer base, but you start getting experience working with loads. The customers you get from their loads, you're going to be able to focus on, you're going to be able to learn, first of all. You're going to be able to learn, okay, which loads are attracting trucking companies. In other words, you get the loads, you put them on a load board, trucking company calls you, you're going to start seeing or recognizing anyway the loads that are making your telephone ring. From that, you start focusing on what's going to be making you money and expanding from that. When I first started brokering, actually I entered brokering thinking I was going to do dry van freight exclusively. That's all I was pretty much concerned about. And within a very short time, I found myself being a flatbed broker. But I still did dry van freight, and I did the occasional refrigerated load too. But starting out, you've got to build that customer base. The easiest way to build that customer base is working with freight that's not going to put you in a big liability position. Okay, a little like refrigerated freight. Now, once you get familiar and your experience with the process of brokering freight, because it doesn't matter what you're brokering, the process is going to be the same. And you want to step out and start working a little bit of refrigerated freight, feel free. But again, my recommendation, unless you know what you're doing, stay away from fresh produce and fresh seafood. I know some people will probably, say why, but it's claims. You don't want to be dealing with that. You want to focus on making money. All right. Again, don't forget Saturday mornings. It's the FBTV Video Podcast, and we live stream that on YouTube. It's our Q&A day. So if you have any questions you'd like to have answered, feel free to email them to me at fbtv@freightbrokertv.com. You can go to our website, freightbrokertv.com. We have contact forms there where you can leave your question. And you can even Skype us at FBTV using your Skype app. Just do a search for FBTV, you'll find us. All right, very good. Hey, go have a great day unless you've made other plans. We will talk soon.